Every person has a piece of paper they never throw away. Not because it's valuable, but because it reminds them who they used to be. This is the story of a man who kept a grocery receipt worth less than $1, and how that receipt changed the way he saw his life. Arjun was 27 and worked at a small electronics shop. His father could no longer work because of health problems, and his mother stitched clothes from home. Every month, his salary disappeared into rent, bills, groceries, and family responsibilities. There was always enough to survive, but never enough to get ahead. One evening, Arjun stood at a grocery store counter. When the cashier announced the total, he quietly put back 2 items, a packet of biscuits and a bottle of juice his mother liked. He paid, folded the receipt, and slipped it into his wallet. That night, he looked at the receipt and realized what bothered him wasn't the money. It was the feeling that his life would look exactly the same 5 years from now. A few weeks later, a customer mentioned that he ran an online business. The conversation was brief, but it stayed with Arjun. The man wasn't special. He simply seemed to have something Arjun didn't: control over his future. That night, Arjun started learning about online businesses. He didn't have money to invest, connections, or a business degree, but he did know electronics. Every day, he helped customers avoid bad purchases and choose products that lasted. So he started posting short videos online, sharing simple advice and honest reviews. At first, almost nobody watched. Some people laughed at the idea, but he kept posting. Months later, one of his videos gained attention. Then another. People trusted him because he spoke from experience. Slowly, opportunities appeared. Small sponsorships, brand deals, and consulting work. What started as a few videos became a business. 3 years later, Arjun had built a successful company and changed his family's financial future. One day, while cleaning an old drawer, he found the grocery receipt. The paper had faded, but the memory was still clear. He remembered standing at that counter, putting back 2 small items because he couldn't afford them. He remembered feeling trapped. He remembered believing that nothing would ever change. He framed the receipt and placed it in his office, not because it reminded him of how far he had come, but because it reminded him of where change actually began. Not when the money arrived, not when the business succeeded, but on the day he decided that his circumstances would not decide his future. Most people wait for the right opportunity to change their lives. But change usually starts much smaller than that. It starts when you stop accepting that today's reality has to become tomorrow's reality. The receipt was worth almost nothing, but it carried a lesson worth everything. Your future does not change the day you succeed. It changes the day you decide not to stay where you are,